Did you feel it too? That moment when time seemed to pause as their eyes met? As if something unspoken passed between them, weightless yet undeniable. A flicker of connection, hidden in plain sight. The night Tokyo wrapped itself in rain, the city lights reflected on wet pavements like scattered stardust. Somewhere in a quiet hotel corridor, the sound of wheels rolled softly against the carpet. Two suitcases, identical in brand, shape, and placement, stood side by side in a hotel room that became the center of quiet chaos. Fans didn't see their faces in that photo, but they saw something else. Something small, maybe even accidental, a shared space. Two lives that, for a moment, seemed to exist not just in the same frame, but in perfect parallel.
And it wasn't the first time.
There was the V-Live where Taehyung, with his deep baritone laughter, mentioned their late-night walks. Sometimes, we just talk about life, or walk without saying much. The screen flickered with hearts, but it was his tone, soft, unguarded, that lingered in the minds of many. In another moment, captured at the fifth muster, Taehyung reached for Jungkook's wrist, not out of necessity, but instinct. A touch that was quick, casual even, but real. The kind of gesture one doesn't plan, but simply does. The camera panned away a second too early, yet enough was seen to light 1,000 interpretations. During a live stage in Busan, Jungkook stood slightly behind as Taehyung spoke. The lights cast long shadows, and just as Taehyung smiled at the crowd, Jungkook's gaze settled on him. Not just a look, but something gentler. Not admiration, not curiosity. Something quieter. Respect? Care? Whatever it wasn't meant for the stage. It was human. Honest. Many armies still remember that Run BTS episode, the one where they played a chaotic game of balance and strategy. Amid the laughter and noise, Taehyung had been struggling to keep his footing. Jungkook reached out, not dramatically, not playfully, but firmly.
Steadying.
As if he'd been watching all along, waiting for the exact second he'd be needed. But what truly caught people's attention wasn't that they held hands. It was how quickly they let go, eyes meeting briefly. Then came the laugh, the shrug, the return to play. But in that single beat before distraction reclaimed the room, the air between them felt charged. Like they were navigating something only they could read. And then came Tokyo. The photo was blurry, probably taken by accident or in haste. Just two suitcases, one black, one navy, resting beside each other near the edge of a beige hotel bedspread. No names.
No faces.
Just presence. It spread across fan forums like wildfire. Some recognized the brand of the suitcases. Ones Jungkook and Taehyung were known to carry. Others matched the bedspread pattern to a hotel room scene in behind-the-scenes footage. Nothing confirmed, but everything whispered. Are they staying together? Maybe it's a shared room? It's probably just practical. But why only their luggage? Speculation isn't evidence, but emotion doesn't wait for proof. There's something about their dynamic that defies labels. In interviews, they often finish each other's thoughts, not like rehearsed partners, but like people who've lived long hours in shared silences. Taehyung once said, "When I'm upset, Jungkook notices, even if I don't say anything." A quiet truth in a loud world. Jungkook, in turn, has shown a particular softness when Taehyung is near. Watch closely during the 2020 Melon Music Awards backstage clip. Jungkook's body language shifts subtly when Taehyung leans in. His posture eases, his smile lingers. Not exaggerated, not staged. Just a moment of comfort, like slipping into a familiar rhythm. And then there's laughter. The kind that erupts only when you're with someone who knows your weirdest thoughts and still listens. Their inside jokes confuse the rest of the members sometimes. "What are you two laughing at?" Namjoon once asked. Taehyung just grinned. Jungkook shrugged. "Nothing," he said, but the look they exchanged said otherwise. Many fans trace the depth of their bond to those early trainee days. Back then, they were just two teenagers in an unfamiliar world, sleeping in the same dorm, sharing meals, and perhaps more importantly, dreams. In one old behind-the-scenes clip, a younger Taehyung excitedly pulls Jungkook to see a sunset from the rooftop. "Look," he says, eyes sparkling. Jungkook doesn't say much, but he follows.
And he stays.
Years later, during a break in their LA schedule, a fan cam caught them again. Walking ahead of the group, shoulders brushing, head slightly bent in conversation. No grand gestures, just ease. The kind of ease that only grows when time doesn't break a connection but strengthens it. But it's not always quiet, not always soft. There have been moments of tension too, when misunderstandings spark. Taehyung once confessed during a Bon Voyage episode that he felt distant from Jungkook at times, unsure of how to approach him. He was growing up so fast. "I didn't know if I could still talk to him like before." Jungkook replied with honesty, "I didn't realize, but I missed you too." And just like that, distance folded into understanding. Perhaps that's what makes their bond resonate so deeply. Not that it's perfect, but that it's human. So when that hotel photo surfaced, fans didn't just see two suitcases. They saw a chapter, unfinished, unexplained, but echoing with everything that came before. Did they stay up talking late into the night, like they once did on the rooftop? Did they walk the streets of Tokyo under neon lights, quiet and unnoticed? Or maybe they simply shared a room, said nothing, and found comfort in silence. No one can say for sure. And maybe we're not meant to know. But isn't that the beauty of it? The mystery doesn't lie in what happened, but in what we feel when we watch them. The hesitation before a touch. The glance that lingers too long. The way Jungkook calls him Taehyungi, like it still holds the weight of youth. The way Taehyung, when tired or lost in thought, always finds his gaze drawn toward Jungkook. Some moments slip by unnoticed, but others stay. Like a note in a song you didn't realize was your favorite until you heard it again at just the right time. We don't know what they are to each other. Friends, brothers, soulmates in some abstract, undefinable sense. What we do know is that they are connected, and that connection, whatever name we give it, is rare. So maybe the hotel room in Tokyo wasn't a secret revealed. Maybe it was just another piece in a quiet, ongoing story. A moment between two people who have shared stages, struggles, and silences, and who, even in a world of flashing cameras, still find ways to exist just for each other. There's something about watching them from afar that feels like reading a book without the final chapter. Every page holds just enough to keep you wondering, every laugh shared, every look exchanged, every quiet moment in between. During the In the Sloppy series, a rare, unscripted calm settled over the usually fast-paced life of BTS. The members were free to just be. One evening, Taehyung and Jungkook found themselves alone, talking under the trees as dusk settled around them.
No makeup.
No crowd. Just voices blending into the night air. "You don't have to say anything," Taehyung murmured, his voice barely above the rustling of leaves. And Jungkook, ever the quieter one in such moments, simply nodded. He smiled, soft, unsure, but real. It wasn't what they said. It was the comfort in the silence, the familiarity in the stillness. As though words had long become optional between them, fans watching held their breath. There was no drama, no confession, just the kind of intimacy that doesn't need explaining. Later, in a Run BTS episode, playful chaos filled the room. Games, shouting, laughter. But amid the noise, a small interaction. Jungkook leaning close, whispering something to Taehyung that made him laugh without looking. A private joke. One they didn't share with the others. And maybe they didn't need to. Many fans noted that. The way they sometimes seem in sync without speaking. How Taehyung will often answer a question just as Jungkook begins to speak, as if they were already having the conversation in their heads. It's not always romantic, not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just knowing. Like when Jungkook struggled with emotion during a particularly moving stage. Cameras caught the moment his shoulders dipped, his eyes heavy with everything he couldn't quite voice. And from the side of the stage, Taehyung stepped forward. No words, just a hand on his back, a simple, grounding presence.
No spotlight.
No performance. Just two people, connected in the quiet. The Tokyo moment, the two suitcases side by side, is not the climax of their story. It's just a window. one that fans peer through, wondering what the view is like from the inside. But it's not the only window. Another appeared during Festa, in one of those group conversation videos that fans often replay late at night. The members were reflecting on their journey, and Taehyung spoke up with unusual seriousness. "I wouldn't have made it this far without certain people," he said. His eyes didn't wander much.
Just a glance. Quick.
Toward Jungkook.
And Jungkook?
He didn't smile.
Didn't speak.
He just looked down, nodded, lips tightening slightly, as if the weight of the words was too much to carry out loud. The fans noticed. He felt that, many said, that was for him. At airports, when paparazzi flash bulbs like lightning, they often walk apart, intentional or not, it's hard to tell. But when the camera blinks, sometimes you catch it. A moment of waiting. Jungkook adjusting his pace. Taehyung turning back, eyes scanning. And when they lock eyes, it's brief. But in that instant, they move as one again. There's beauty in the little things. In the way Jungkook always lets Taehyung speak first in interviews, or how Taehyung sometimes talks about people who understand without asking. In how they joke about their early days, when Taehyung would burst into Jungkook's room just to ask if he wanted to eat. Again, even if they'd eaten an hour before. Back then, Jungkook found it annoying. Now, he tells the story with a smile. Maybe that's growth. Or maybe it's love, whatever form that takes. They've written songs about loneliness, longing, youth slipping away, and friendships that feel like lifelines. Fans often wonder which songs hold pieces of them, hidden lyrics, unnamed muses. Still With You, written by Jungkook, stirred hearts around the world. Many listened closely to the lines about walking beside someone in the rain, about a voice he longs to hear. The melody floats like a memory, and fans have speculated, not assumed, that maybe, just maybe, some of those lyrics weren't about a generic love, but about a bond that shaped him. Taehyung, too, has written with a wistfulness that feels personal. In Blue and Gray, he painted loneliness with colors and longing. And during one live session, he said, this song came from conversations with the members. With Jungkook, too. So the lines between song and self blur. Maybe it's not about who they write about. Maybe it's about the fact that they inspire each other to feel deeply, and that feeling finds its way into music. And so we return once again to that quiet hotel room in Tokyo. Not with answers. Not with certainty. Just with wonder. Were they simply sharing a room like brothers on tour? Was it convenience? Was it comfort? The truth is, we don't know. And we don't need to. Because the truth is not just in the photo. It's in the thousands of moments before and after it. In shared laughter. In silent support. In every unspoken thing that exists between two people who have walked the same path since youth and somehow have never strayed far from each other. Ending, music fades to a single piano note, echoing gently. What we see is just the surface. A reflection of a bond that runs deeper than what can be captured in 1080p. It's not always clear, not always easy to name, but it's there. Maybe it's just friendship. Maybe it's more. Or maybe it's something that transcends both. Something softer, older, made of years and shared stages and late-night conversations that no one else will ever hear. We don't know what they feel, but perhaps behind every shared look and every word left unsaid lies a story only they understand. And maybe that's the kind of story worth believing in. What do you think? Is this just deep friendship or something more? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories behind the moments that moved millions. This has been your narrator, watching from the shadows, just like you. And maybe, just maybe, feeling something quietly beautiful along the way.